This is a Sony RX10 Mark IV. Now in this camera, there were a few things that were unfortunately missing from its successor, the RX10 Mark V. And in this video, we're going to talk about them. Now the first feature missing off of the Sony RX10 Mark V is going to be this top LCD screen right here. Now a good use case scenario for this top screen would be something like in street photography, in which you might be shooting from the waist to the hip and you want to go ahead and see what you're shooting, so you pull out this little flip screen and you want to have all the information of what you're actually about to shoot on this LCD screen, while the top screen has all your settings and options and all that. That way you can make a quick change if you need to, but it's not cluttering this LCD screen. Now the second thing missing from the Mark V was the good old-fashioned pop-up flash. Now while this flash was not as useful as the pop-up flashes on the early A6000 series, in which you can pull it back and bounce it up and off the wall and get that nice soft lighting, it still did have its use case scenarios. For example, my wife and I were eating breakfast earlier today, and I decided to go ahead and take this out, take one photo with the flash and then one without the flash. And as you can clearly see, that the one with the flash made that photo a whole lot better, whereas the one with the flash was basically just like a lot of shadows, and bringing it up in post really didn't make it as dynamic as with this guy right here. Another use case scenario is in a little bit challenging lighting conditions, such as we can kind of see right back here. I'm going to get some photos of these flowers standing up right next to me, and we're going to go ahead and show you the example of what's going to happen when you do have the onboard flash versus when you do not have the onboard flash. All right, so here's one without the flash, and then now we have a photo with the flash. So as you can just see by the shots I just showed you right now, there is actually a significant difference between having onboard flash and then not having the onboard flash. And the difference is pretty good, especially when we have situations like this, when we're able to use that onboard flash to kind of bring out the pop and a lot of the color clarity of the photos that we wouldn't necessarily have access to without a flash on there, and we were just using the natural light. So with that being said, it's kind of mind-boggling that the RX10 Mark V does not have that onboard flash, because in that respect, it makes a bit of a weaker camera. So the last missing feature that we're going to talk about today are going to be the high frame rate modes that we have in the Mark IV that were unfortunately cut out of the Mark V.
You say you need your space, then pull me close. I read your silence, louder than most. One day you're warm, the next day you're cold. Got me second guessing what I already know. I give you love, but you ration yours. You open up just to close the door, I stay up late, trying to read your mind. I can't read your mind, but your love for rules that change all the time. Why are you always halfway in? Got me drowning when I know I could swim. If you love me, baby, say it with your chest. Yeah, tired of the maybes, I just want the yes. Don't play me like a song on spin. If you ride for me, then ride to the end. Don't wanna love this paper thin, so why you always halfway in? You hit me up when the nights get slow.
So now we just went ahead and did that slow motion test, and after reviewing the footage, the one thing that I noticed is that it was pretty interesting, it's pretty unique, it's pretty fun. And with these high frame rate modes being left out of the RX10 Mark V, I feel it kind of strips a little bit of its identity away on the new camera. I think Sony has really positioned the Mark V as like a light Sony Alpha camera and kind of put them in that same circle, but unfortunately, a little bit of its soul was left in the process. So with that being said, I do really expect that Sony RX10 Mark IV right there to kind of keep its high value out there, and then that way whenever enthusiasts want to go out there and they want to buy a camera that's fun for the whole family, that's a do-all, jack-of-all-trades type camera, we still have the one for us, and that is just a little bit more capable all the way around, and again, in a nice, fun, interesting, what can we do with this camera way, than the RX10 Mark V. Now, if you ask me, like I said in my earlier video, am I going to buy the 5? I just may, but at the same time, I am damn sure keeping that 4. That being said, this is Sean from Southwestern Studios, and I will see you guys again in the next video.
I play pretend, I move the mountains to be your friend. I want